Imagine walking into your workplace each morning, greeted not just by smiles and courteous hellos, but by an energy that lifts you up, a sense that your well-being truly matters. Now imagine if every leader could create this kind of environment. What would workplaces look like? How would employees thrive? If you're ready to discover the secrets behind building a culture that supports and uplifts every team member, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the top 10 leadership practices that make employee well-being not just a buzzword, but a way of life. Before we get started, if you're passionate about creating better workplaces, empowering your team, and becoming the kind of leader people remember, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our community where we share actionable insights, transformative strategies, and inspiring stories every week. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and let's lead the change together. So, what exactly does it mean to lead with employee well-being in mind? At its core, leadership is about more than driving results or meeting deadlines. True leadership is about creating an environment where people feel safe, valued, and supported, where they can grow, contribute, and achieve their best. Research shows that organizations prioritizing employee well-being see higher engagement, lower turnover, and greater productivity. But the real magic happens when leaders actively cultivate practices that nurture both the personal and professional lives of their employees. Let's explore the top 10 leadership practices that build thriving, well-being-focused workplaces. The first practice is cultivating psychological safety. Great leaders know that innovation and growth happen when people feel safe to speak up. Psychological safety means employees can voice ideas, ask questions, or admit mistakes without fear of ridicule or retaliation. As a leader, you can foster this by listening actively, encouraging feedback, and responding with empathy. When people know their voices matter, creativity and collaboration soar. Second, prioritize open and transparent communication. Uncertainty breeds anxiety, but clarity builds trust. Leaders who communicate openly about company goals, challenges, and changes help employees feel informed and included. Regular updates, honest conversations, and a willingness to admit when you don't have all the answers go a long way in building a culture of trust and respect. Third, lead by example when it comes to work-life balance. Employees often look to their leaders for cues on acceptable behavior. If you're sending emails at midnight or rarely taking breaks, your team may feel pressured to do the same. Show that you value well-being by setting healthy boundaries, respecting time off, and encouraging your team to recharge. When leaders walk the talk, it empowers everyone to do the same. Fourth, recognize and celebrate achievements. Everyone wants to feel appreciated. Regular recognition, whether it's a shout-out in a meeting, a thank you note, or a team celebration, reinforces positive behavior and motivates employees to keep doing their best. Make recognition specific, timely, and genuine. Celebrate not just big wins, but also the small milestones that make progress possible. Fifth, invest in professional and personal growth. Employee well-being flourishes when people feel they're learning and growing. Provide opportunities for training, mentorship, and skill development. Encourage curiosity and support career aspirations. When leaders invest in their people, it sends a powerful message. You matter, and your future matters too. Sixth, create opportunities for meaningful connection. Humans are social beings, and genuine relationships at work can be a major source of support. Leaders can facilitate connection by organizing team-building activities, encouraging cross-team collaboration, and creating spaces for informal conversations. When people feel connected, they're more engaged, resilient, and satisfied at work. Seventh, support mental and emotional health. The days of leaving personal struggles at the door are gone. Modern leaders recognize that mental health is just as important as physical health. Provide resources like employee assistance programs, mental health days, or access to counseling. Check in regularly with your team, not just about work, but about how they're feeling. Show compassion and advocate for mental health as an essential part of workplace well-being. Eighth, empower autonomy and flexibility. Micromanagement stifles creativity and erodes trust. Instead, give your team the freedom to approach tasks in ways that work best for them. Offer flexible work arrangements when possible, remote work, flexible hours, or job sharing. Empowered employees are more motivated, engaged, and loyal because they feel trusted to make decisions and manage their own workload. Ninth, foster a sense of purpose. People want to know their work matters. Leaders play a crucial role in connecting daily tasks to the larger mission and values of the organization. Share stories about how your team's work makes a difference, whether it's for customers, the community, or the world. Purpose-driven teams are more resilient, enthusiastic, and committed to their goals. 10th, listen deeply and act on feedback. The best leaders don't just ask for input, they act on it. Create regular opportunities for employees to share their perspectives, concerns, and ideas. Use surveys, suggestion boxes, or one-on-one meetings to gather feedback. Then show that you're listening by implementing changes or explaining why certain decisions were made. When people see their feedback leads to real action, trust and morale skyrocket. Now, let's take a closer look at how these practices come to life in real-world workplaces. Imagine a team meeting where every member feels free to contribute ideas, knowing their suggestions will be heard and valued. That's psychological safety in action. It's the difference between a culture of silence and a culture of innovation. Or picture a leader who begins every week with a short update, sharing not just what's going well, but also the hurdles ahead. That transparency dissolves rumors and builds confidence. Think about the leader who encourages their team to unplug after work hours, modeling healthy boundaries by turning off notifications and taking real vacations. Over time, this creates a ripple effect, as employees learn to prioritize their own well-being without guilt or fear. Recognition, too, is transformative. Imagine the impact of a heartfelt thank you for a job well done. Suddenly, effort feels seen, and motivation climbs. Professional development is another game changer. When leaders proactively offer training, mentorship, or new challenges, employees feel invested in. Their skills grow, and so does their loyalty. And when leaders facilitate connections through social events, team lunches, or simply making time for check-ins, work becomes more than just a job. It becomes a community. Supporting mental and emotional health is crucial in today's world. Leaders who openly discuss mental health, normalize seeking help, and provide resources are breaking down old stigmas. Flexibility and autonomy further reinforce trust. When employees can choose how and when they work, they're empowered to balance productivity with personal needs. Purpose, finally, is the anchor that ties it all together. When leaders consistently remind their teams why their work matters, people find meaning in even the most routine tasks. And when feedback leads to real change, employees know their opinions count. But you might be wondering, how do you implement these practices if you're not already in a leadership position, or if you're part of an organization that's just beginning this journey? The answer is, start small. Lead by example wherever you are. Share these insights with your peers, suggest new initiatives, and advocate for change. Every act of leadership, no matter how small, contributes to a healthier, more positive workplace. Let's recap the top 10 leadership practices for building employee well-being. 1. Cultivate psychological safety. Create a space where everyone feels safe to speak up. 2. Prioritize open and transparent communication. Keep your team informed and included. 3. Model work-life balance. Set boundaries and respect time off. 4. Recognize and celebrate achievements. Appreciate both big and small wins. 5. Invest in growth. Support ongoing learning and development. 6. Create meaningful connections. Foster relationships and community. 7. Support mental and emotional health. Offer resources and check in compassionately. 8. Empower autonomy and flexibility. Trust your team to manage their work. 9. Foster a sense of purpose. Connect daily work to a bigger mission. 10. Listen deeply and act on feedback. Make changes that reflect your team's needs. Remember, leadership is not a title or a position. It's a mindset and a set of actions. Every leader has the power to shape the well-being of their team, and every action you take sends a message about what you value. By embracing these practices, you're not just building a better workplace, you're making a lasting difference in people's lives. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to share meaningful content that empowers leaders and teams around the world. And we want to hear from you. What leadership practices have made a difference in your workplace? What challenges have you faced in building a well-being-focused culture? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if you believe in the power of great leadership, and share it with colleagues who are passionate about making work better for everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Together we can build workplaces where everyone thrives, one leadership practice at a time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your feedback. Until next time, keep leading with care and purpose.